Welcome back. I thought it'd be fun to chat through all of the fashion obsessions I have at the moment. I put together this list the other day because I've just been so inspired by what I'm seeing on the apps. Like, I'm having a really good, healthy relationship with my phone right now, and like I'm in love with using the apps and social media in such a positive way, and I'm just getting so much inspo every time I go on them. We're gonna get started. You can follow me on my Pinterest if you want to. I get so much inspo on there. I love using it to categorize things and ideas, and I'm gonna put this lipstick down before I fiddle with it too much. The first thing I have been obsessed with at the moment is hats. I feel like it's really been the year of hats. All the festivals I've been to, so many people wearing hats. It's those kind of like cap style to Baker Boys to that like in between, I don't even know what you'd call it, like that military style kind of hat. Everyone's also attaching badges to the side of their hats, which I love, and I love wearing my badges on the side of my hats. Yeah, it just feels like it's been a really hat heavy summer this year, and that's really nice to see. I'm really excited to style hats for autumn and try and get some like funky, weird little hats. I just bought this one on Vinted. It's kind of like a paperboy hat blend kind of thing. I don't know. When it arrives, I try it on in a video somewhere. You guys will see it, but neon. I have been loving this in all areas, like loving pops of neon across your outfit. Especially been seeing a lot of the bright classic yellow neon. That is such a fun color. I feel like I'm seeing people wear neon in like two different ways. One of the ways being where that neon piece is the only neon thing in the outfit. The rest is quite monochromatic, and it really just makes the neon piece stand out so much. And I feel like that is a great way to style neon for the autumn season. Then I've also seen people style a neon piece with other similar vibrant colored pieces, which kind of tones down the neon in a weird way, and it kind of makes it this really nice bright overall outfit. And it really also plays into that kind of ice cream thing that I spoke about in the spring with dressing like you're an ice cream cone and like all the different flavors. It kind of feels like that in some of the imagery that I've been finding. I really love the idea of like random little bits of neon, and Viv the other day was wearing this neon yellow hairband on her wrist, and something so simple like that choice she chose to wear that as her accessory, like it just really changed the outfit for me. And I generally have not been able to get that hairband out of my head. Like, it really stuck with me, which I really liked. I would absolutely love to find some neon ballet pumps to wear this autumn, or a neon yellow bag. Those Gimaguas ballet pumps are great. They look so good, but I'd love to find like a secondhand version of that. I think that popping out of some jeans is like such a good thing this autumn. I also saw that Melissa made this little neon tassel keyring from old fabric of hers, and I think this is so fun and such a fun way to wear a color like, is neon a color, a shade like neon? I don't know. To wear neon if neon scares you, but you want to like play around with it somehow, and just doing that through a keyring is so fun. And there's also just such a good DIY idea as well, especially for us girls that always have like fabric laying around for DIYs and like offcuts from projects. Like, a great way for us to use our offcuts into something fun. And the fact it's neon, I was like, yes, this is everything. And then it would make me want to like carry my keys wherever I go, attach them to my bag. Also, just making a keyring like that out of neon fabric and using it on your bag, like a little neon tassel brilliant. Adding that to my DIY list of things that I never get around to doing. The next current obsession, I'm not alone in this. I feel like this has really taken over my For You page, and that is the whole Isabel Marant / Chloe aesthetic, indie sleaze, rock chick vibe, boho rock chick. You know what I'm talking about. I feel like these two brands have just had such a good resurgence and moment this past year, and I'm loving everything within their worlds and like dressing inspired by them. It could be like a head to toe look, like I've seen so many girls do, down to like the big Chloe inspired sunglasses, down to some fringe Isabel Marant style boots. It could be like a full look, or it could be down to like a tiny accessory inspired by these two brands and like the worlds that they're creating. I just love it. I love it all. I saw so many people wearing fringe this year at festivals. It was so fun to see, like so many good fringe boots and fringe bags. Like, it was just amazing. There was also these middle-aged mums at Black Coffee, this day festival in London, and they wore this style so well. They had like the full dresses with the fringe boots, and they all just looked amazing. I love it when you see something that's so big in your world online in person. it's just, yeah, that's nice because that doesn't always happen. I've also been loving my vintage All Saints, secondhand All Saints. Vinted is filled with it. It's like this tan top that I got recently. It's been my obsession. I also found these studded Isabel Marant UGG dupes on Vinted. If they didn't say they were Isabel Marant, I would have thought, what is that? What is that £5 shoe zone dupe that's going on? I'm obsessed with it, but it's Isabel Marant. Like, it looks cheap, even though it's obviously not. Anyway, I love these, and I thought that was a really fun take on a classic UGG, and I can imagine so many people that don't like Uggs because maybe they see it as like too basic and it doesn't fit their style. I can see them really loving them. Like, they're so cool. My Vinted feed has also been showing me so much old Zadig and Voltaire, I think is how you say the brand. This brand reminds me of the 2010s so much, and there were a couple girls in my school that were obsessed with this brand and wore it all the time, and it really reminds me of them. And at the time I remember like putting my nose up to this brand, I think because it's just so expensive. I was like, what is this? But now I'm literally like, this brand is everything, and it's still relatively expensive on Vinted from what I can find, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, the brand is like a designer brand, but love the skull logo of theirs and so many of their pieces, and finding all of that Zadig and Voltaire stuff really made me appreciate the skull logo and like the skull motif as its own thing. I have this beach bag. I found this from the charity shop. The brand is Plastache, I think it's a German brand, and it's just got the skull and crossbone and this weird little plasticky crochet. It's one of my prized possessions, and I just have come back from a holiday where I was using that bag every day, so I was looking at it whilst I was putting together this list, scrolling on Vinted, seeing the skull logos, and I was like, damn, I just love it. I love a little skull motif. I think it's really fun, and it made me think of Charlie's outfit at Glastonbury, which was a custom Zadig and Voltaire scarf top situation. I was obsessed with this outfit. Oh my god, I think it's one of my favorite celebrity outfits I've ever seen, to be honest. Such a nod to the 2010s. Really reminded me of those girls in school that would wear those exact scarves every day. Like, that is ingrained in my brain from my school experience, and to see it be worn again, I was like, damn, why has this brand not had a resurgence sooner? Why is this the first time that I'm seeing these skull scarves again? Yeah, I thought it was such a cool look and such a fun outfit to try and recreate yourself. I actually think it would be relatively easy to DIY and definitely something I'd love to remember for next festival season. And speaking of this kind of upcycled, tying things in different ways, people wearing t-shirts in fun ways and like upcycling fabric in fun ways, I feel like I'm always gonna be obsessed with that, and we'll always watch a little DIY video on TikTok of somebody like upcycling a top in a different way because I just think it's so fun. I did this myself a little bit this year when I went to Glastonbury. I had this strip of striped fabric and I was just pinning it and tying it into this little mini skirt. I don't think it really looked that great, but I also really liked it, and I thought, yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, I just like the idea of tying fabric in different ways and getting fun with it. I'm gonna reuse that fabric and do a little top DIY inspired by this TikTok that I saw. I absolutely love this shape of top at the moment. It really reminds me of the Bell the Label tops as well, and just like using t-shirts to make a different type of t-shirt. Allegra on TikTok, she's so good at re-wearing things in different ways, and she was wearing this normal like graphic tee as a halter neck. Such a fun way to wear a top in a different way, and it kind of obviously adds to the lifespan of your pieces if you can wear them in multiple ways. We love that. Speaking of the Zadig and Voltaire skull logo, seeing a couple skull logos with like the wings, and it's just made me really be obsessed with outlines of wings, cartoon wings, and just like the wing motif in general. Like, I love the wing emoji. I think it's such a cute emoji. Frosty Delight also did this eyelash feather extension thing, which is so dramatic and so fab, and it really, again, wings, feathers, birds, like all of that really in my brain at the moment. I've been seeing a lot of like angel wing tattoos at the moment and imagery like that. Thinking of like birds and wings. I've also been really into the swan imagery, and again, like the swan logo, and I saw this beautiful swan in Hyde Park. The shape of the swan and the way that their wings fall is so gorgeous, and Deanie has just come out with these swan stud earrings. One of my friend Antoinette's has this amazing small jewelry brand called Deanie. Vintage single stitch t-shirts. I've been so obsessed with these. They're kind of hard to find. Like, you want them to be really thin, lightweight, worn in. Maybe there's some rips, maybe there's some holes, fun, punny, graphic slogan things going on. Like, the color's got to be right, the graphics got to be right. It's kind of hard to find, and they tend to be quite expensive, the ones I'm finding. And obviously the best ones to ever do it and to source them is Neho Girl. I don't live in Amsterdam, and I don't know how much these cost, tops, but I feel like they wouldn't be cheap. And I feel like this whole summer I've been on the hunt for more tops like this, and I found one since, which is great. And I think I was getting a bit stressed, and then I was like, Susie, these are the type of things that somebody build up over time, like over years of sourcing and collecting. Like that's what is so fun when you buy vintage, is like building that archive of your own pieces very slowly. And like I think I was like, oh my god, go on Depop, buy every single stitch vintage top in my size that I can find. That's embarrassing. No, we don't do that. We don't chase, we attract. The cool vintage single stitch t-shirts will find me when they're ready for me. Side parts, aggressive side parts, down to cute little subtle side parts. You guys know, I've been obsessed with this. Having little clips, especially in the side of your hair to help hold down the side part, has been so fun. I've been so into this whole look. These two pictures of Alina Timo, like she's my crush. She's always been my girl crush. Like her hair to me is perfect. Like her hair is what I aspire my hair to be like, and putting in that little clip, like it just does something to me. This picture that Marc Jacobs posted as well, like I love the size of that clip, and I really need to get more clips like this. It also reminds me of those pictures of Elle Fanning on the press tour, and Chloe's done this look as well. Like I just love it. And Olivia Hale, she always rocks this. Like she's so good at her aggressive side part. I've also been obsessed with structured short sleeve shirt jacket kind of tops, if that makes sense. This vintage pink pinstripe one that's from Guess, I believe. This has been on my Pinterest for years. It's always in my brain. I'm always like sourcing or trying to source similar style tops. Like I just love the tailoring of it. Oddly, also have a new one that sort of fits that vibe. Same with Mode Mischief. I really love theirs. Like I just love that. I think I've really loved playing into feminine silhouettes this summer, and it's definitely something I want to continue with in the autumn. Iridescent pink eye makeup. I got this solely from Verona. She was doing this little video and she had this gorgeous eyeshadow situation going on. I thought it was stunning, and I don't know if she was wearing much makeup on the rest of her face, but I loved that it felt like all the attention was going towards her eyelids and like everything else was so simple and stripped back. And the products that she's using in that video is MAC Paint Pot and Bougie, and then on top of that the Rabanne Color Silver Shot Liquid eyeshadow as well, and it really makes me want to buy them. I think I'm gonna wait a bit longer to not waste my money, because you guys know I don't really do makeup, so I don't want to waste my money, but it's really tempting me. And I've seen a couple girls on Pinterest do this as well. I think it's so gorgeous, so mermaid vibes, so elegant and just ethereal, and I'm just absolutely loving that vibe at the moment. Another thing I've been obsessed with is white and ivory / cream bags. I think this is going to be a trend for this autumn. I've really loved it since I went to this Marc Jacobs event and I saw their new Christina bag in the white color. It was so eye-catching, and I just like couldn't stop staring at it across the room. It just really caught my attention, and I just loved it. And I've since seen so many good vintage secondhand designer bags online as well in this kind of ivory off-white colorway. So many good vintage Chloe Panningtons in this color. I feel like they would really pop against your outfit in the autumn, especially like a classic autumn winter coat. Maybe it's like a black wool coat and you've got this really nice fun vintage ivory off-white bag. I think it's so nice, and again it's kind of like neon in a way. When I was thinking about wearing neon for autumn, it just really pops like against a typical autumn winter color palette. Speaking of autumn, this is my vibe for autumn, and that is Chic rain outfit. I no longer fear the rain. I now love the rain, and that's all because of my Ojos rain jacket. You guys know the one. They're worth the investment. Like rain jackets like that just look so cool in my opinion, and they're so sleek. And this autumn winter I love the idea of doing like a chic head to toe rain outfit. So much good pics on Pinterest for inspo with like cute little rain hats as well. Maybe you've even got some like waterproof trousers that are really cool tucked into some welly boots. Holzweiler also have this full long rain jacket coat situation, and I feel like me a few years ago would have been scared by that and thought there's no way that would work for my wardrobe, but now I love the idea of wearing pieces like that, and it just looks so sleek and put together, and obviously so practical as well. I've also been loving all of the vintage Burberry welly boots that are out there, and my online mutual Hayley, she does such a good job at wearing hers. I really love this outfit she wore the other day with like the long trench, and that's what I'm saying. Like you can either go like full monochromatic sleek like high fashion vibes with it, or you could go a bit more playful like with the vintage Burberry wellies. I just think they look so good. I've also really been loving sailor core, like so many of us. It's definitely been a big trend. I've spoken about sailor core for a while. I actually did buy a plain white sailor hat that's vintage from eBay, and it was way too small for me, which is really sad, but I would really love to find one. I do really love the idea of wearing the little white sailor hats. I would honestly keep mine plain. I feel like the ones I've been seeing are quite patterned, and I think I'm would just want it all white, no badges, nothing, keep it simple. So many good like vintage sailor tops out there with the amazing collars and like stripe details, the button details. I really love my vintage River Island sailor kind of inspired corset top, like down to the tiny details. I'm loving that, but I'm also loving really leaning into it. Like this one picture of this dress on Pinterest, like I love this dress. I think it looks so cute. Also Knee High have come out with this new mini dress. I really regret not getting it. Like I really love it. I really want to try it on. I think it's so fun. I love like the kind of baggy silhouette of it, the built-in layering with like the top underneath. I just think it looks so good. I also took this screenshot the other day of this girl, and obviously it's not like massively sailor core vibe. In fact, it's got like the big collars at the back. To me, really screams sailor core, and I guess this is what I'm saying, like down to the tiny little details, then also to like the kitsch kind of like full sailor core cosplay vibe. I love it all. Tool belts. I've had so much fun wearing my tool belts this summer, and I'm really excited to try and style them for autumn. So many good pictures on Pinterest of how to do that. I really love that people tend to wear them a little bit higher up on the waist and like have them over the top and have like a little like baggy t-shirt. Do you know what I mean? I think that looks really good. I really want to experiment with some transitional summer into autumn outfits soon, and I definitely will play around with how I can style my tool belts for that. So maybe I'll make that into a video soon. I think that'd be kind of fun. I also really love Parallel X Studios brushed brown leather tool belt. I think it looks so good. I've been so tempted by so many of their tool belts since Tiffany came out with them. Like they just look so good, and I only hear good things about their tool belts. So a brand that I've been so obsessed with at the moment is Hannah Creek. I mean, I've loved her ever since I found her when we went to Paris back in January, if you watch my Paris vlogs, and I bought that cream top of hers. She's since come out with this navy version, but there's no studs, so it's like fully plain. I just love it. I love the back detail, the cowl neck. Like I'm all about that, like business in the front, party in the back. Like that is my vibe, I think, for going out pieces this autumn. And she's also made these upcycled jeans where she takes vintage jeans, adds all her studs. She does these like tartan collage bits. I'm obsessed with them. She's had a few drops recently, and I bought a pair from her last drop. I treated myself, guys. I treated myself. It was not cheap. I should really be saving my money for London rent, but here I am splurging on some jeans, but I cannot wait for them to arrive. I'm not going to show you the ones I got. I'm going to make you wait. And the last thing that I've been so obsessed with at the moment is vintage baby doll tops and night dresses and that kind of like Prairie thing. I mean, it's nothing new. You guys have heard me talk about this for a while. Hence this little Edwardian corset cover that I'm wearing now. I'm loving pieces like this. I really love the idea of wearing tops like this, especially those like baby doll spaghetti strap kind of like flowy night dresses, like mini night dresses with a pair of baggy jeans and some ballet pumps this autumn. That is the vibe. That is the vibe I wish I could be on. I actually used to have one back in the day that was vintage Victoria's Secret, and I loved that one. I think it was just too neon for my liking. If that was in a baby blue or a baby yellow, oh. And I bought this one from Depop, which on the surface literally looks like exactly what I'm obsessed with and exactly what I'm after. The little lacy trim, but it's definitely way too tight on the armpits. Like it's just not comfortable to wear, and the fabric is that like synthetic 1970s kind of like nightwear thing that's going on. So it's such a shame because on paper she looks perfect, but I'm really wanting to find more pieces like that. And there we have it. That is everything that I'm obsessed with at the moment. In the comments down below, I'd love to hear the things that you're also obsessed with. Really excited to do an autumn trend prediction kind of video very soon. I still see September as summer in my opinion, so you'll have to wait till October for that one, but I've already started creating my list and it's going to be very excited for autumn dressing and all of that. You guys can subscribe if you want to, follow me on my socials if you want to, and I will see you in my next video.